Hi, this is Dr. Tom Rogers at Performance Medicine, coming to you this week with the Common Sense MD. That's what I think of myself as a medical doctor with common sense, which is uncommon these days. I hope you had a great Christmas holiday, and in that same theme, today's podcast is going to be me kind of rambling and maybe offering some good ideas about maybe changing your attitude, changing your behavior. I'm really going to talk about health thoughts for 2023 and how to approach it. So it's not going to be so specific. Most of my podcasts have been talking about particular screening tests or supplements or a way of eating, how to lose weight, how to have less pain, things like that. But for the next couple of podcasts, I really want to focus on really your behaviors and your attitudes and how to think about your health. Because really, as doctors, we're really coaches. We should be coaches to help you find your own way to healthy living. I'm a big believer as a doctor in that I don't need to say, I'm the doctor, you're the patient, you do what I say. We need to come to a kind of a mutual educational standard for how you want to live your life, how healthy you want to be. So I'm kind of like your health coach in a way, with a lot of skills, opportunities, and experience, and helping guide you to live a healthier life. Not just here's your prescription, we'll see in a few months. I really want to educate my patients, my family, my friends on how to stay healthy. And it's within you to be healthy. I'm a firm believer in that. It's not really chance. It's really your lifestyle that you live your life out. And so, since my expertise is in health, I'm going to give you some thoughts about what to think about for this coming year. Some tips and generalizations. So one thing I want you to start thinking about, and a lot of this, what got me thinking about this is my good friend Jamie Winship, who does a lot of podcasts with Ben and Outside the Box, and just an amazing teacher with a lot of insight on things. So he made me think about some of this stuff. But anyway, one thing I want you to start doing this year is to start laughing more. When you make a mistake, you fall down, you get experience. So laugh about it. Laugh about it and move on. Go on and don't take it so seriously. Just learn to laugh and you'll be much happier and much healthier. So that's one thing I'm going to do this year is more laughing. And stop fearing. These last 3 years, we've been conditioned to fear. And that's another book Jamie wrote about fear. It's a very good book. We need to quit fearing life itself because you're not going to be healthy when you fear. Fear causes anxiety, which causes disease. So we need to quit fearing so much. If you listen to the mainstream media all the time, you're going to start fearing everything. So don't listen to it so much. What you need to do is listen to your own body. You need to trust yourself. Trust your instincts and your common sense, especially when it comes to your health. You need to trust your own instincts. You know your body better than any doctor or scientist does. They can't tell you how you feel. So start laughing more. You need to stop fearing, and you need to trust your instincts better this year. So think about that. I always recommend a few basic things that you need to think about when it comes to your health. Eat less sugar, of course. You need to move more. You need to sleep better. You need to keep up with your screening test as far as health goes. And I can give you those guidelines. If you listen to my podcast, you come in to see me as a doctor, then I will tell you what you need to do. I do believe that most doctors over-test and they over-treat. So I don't have any incentive to do that. My patients don't want that, but they do need screening. And I'm going to tell you what's important if you listen to all my previous podcasts or come see me. Maybe think about getting that Cleveland Heart blood test this year and every year. It's a good starting place. It tells me a lot of things. So remember those things. Those are basic guidelines, but that's not what I'm here to talk about today. I want you to establish a routine in your life that you enjoy. Humans are creatures of habit, and a constant disorganization is bad for both your mental and physical health. So get into some good habits. That's something I'm going to talk a lot about in future podcasts is habits. When you wake up, be grateful. That goes a long way in keeping you healthy, just being grateful for things. Thank God every day for your life. And have a positive attitude. If you hang around negative people, it's not good for you. Humans are social creatures. We need relationships. We need community. And negative people are just a downer. They're bad to be around. You don't need to be around negative people. And these days, there's a lot of bitter people in this world. It's unbelievable in the last few years what's happened. All over the world, and in our country especially, I think. People are divided. Even friends and family can be very divided. And it's exampled by the holidays when everybody gets back together. A lot of the arguing that goes on. I'll give you a great example. One of my sons was at a Christmas party a few nights ago and got together with old high school friends and all. And one of the friends happened to ask my son, for some reason, who he voted for. And when he gave her the answer, immediately she got so upset, crying, everything. Just total disruption of a nice party. 10 minutes later, she and her husband both left in a fit of anger and crying over who somebody else voted for. I mean, to me, that's a prime example of what's going on right now. And you need to stay away from these type of people. Our country's about freedom, acceptance, freedom of speech. People have different ideas. Accept them, accept the way they are, but don't let it get you upset for sure, because it leads to bitterness. I just thought that was a perfect example of what's going on and how you need to stay away from negative people. Don't get into it. You really need to laugh at all this stuff. I told my son, you should just laugh your head off at that because it's really kind of humorous when you think about it. And hopefully those people will kind of realize, hey, that was just ridiculous and actually kind of funny their behavior was. So laugh at it, but get away from these type of people because they'll drag you down. You're going to end up like the people you hang around. So don't hang around these type of people. And just don't engage them, distance yourself from them and realize, hey, they have their own ideas. It's not going to affect my attitude. Get off social media as much as you can. Life's so much different nowadays than it was when I grew up because we didn't have any of that stuff. People are constantly, that's another bad habit, is reaching for your on your phone to look at social media all day, following all this stuff. It's just ridiculous. Really, I think social media is probably the scourge of our century. It really is. We really need families that you can talk to and friends that you can actually talk to and get rid of a lot of your social media this year. Think about other people. There's good things and there's bad things out there. You need to focus on the good things. What is your identity? Besides your job, what's your real identity? Who are you and what's your purpose in this life? Start thinking about that. Where's your joy? Where's your passion? Find that and pursue it. So please ask yourself that this year. Who are you? What's your passion? Are you living out of fear or purpose? Don't put this off. Act now. Life is short. Please act now. Don't put it off. And don't worry so much. People worry too much. A lot of times I'll see patients who I'm really convinced that their main health problems is that they worry too much about things they should never be worried about. As doctors, we're there to tell you what you need to worry about and what you don't need to worry about. And half the time my job is telling people, hey, you don't need to worry about that. That's of no consequence. Here's what you need to worry about. I heard a good question the other day that I'm going to think about for the next year. The question was that you need to ask yourself, what seems bizarre to you now that in 20 years from now will seem obvious? What seems really bizarre now that 20 years from now the answer is obvious? Think about that. I'm gonna spend the next year thinking about that question. Because I'm in healthcare, these are things I want to think about in terms of healthcare. So, think about life as an adventure. Embrace it. So laugh more, stay out of fear, and trust your instincts. And so as you go into 2023, think about your attitude. People that have a great attitude laugh a lot. They've found their identity. They're joyful. You want to be around these type of people. So I hope this helps you. I know it's been a generalization, but as you go into this next year, please take some of these ideas because we've gotten away from a lot of that. Let's get back to who we really are. I hope this helps you think about it at least. I'll see you next week. Have a good new year.